Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, sir, and dear my friends. How was your day, sir? Okay, today I will talk about social media, I guess, because um, before I talk about what the what I curious in social media, I think I will ask you all how long you are scrolling your social media today. I guess 1 hour or 2 hours to just for scrolling social media. And what are you looking for in social media? Like Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, maybe? Okay. Let we talk about social media in many effect for the users like me, you, all of us. I think in social media nowadays, I see a lot of uh, bad habit with what people are doing in each other, like hate speech, um bullying, I guess, body shaming, or the influencer maybe influence the bad habit, their bad habit. And social media like Instagram, I've seen a lot of hate comment. If we're not doing just what they want, or we're not doing like what they do, then we're being swayed, I guess, in their opinion. Then they had speech, or they give us hate comment, even to celebrities, they idol, and social media. I've seen a lot of something like that. So this is maybe it was be one of topic today that I will share to you guys, because the bad habit like that, maybe it will be disturbing uh, mm, effect. Maybe there will be impact of us, our wait a minute. Maybe it will be a lot of bad impact in our habit to make or influence us, like if you a lot of using your head comment or head speech in other Instagram, other people, uh it will be back to your the impact, it will be back yours, because will be bad, will be doing something bad, because we doing frequently every day. So I think it's not good for us. So for reduce that impact, I think we should take a good influencer. We giving a lot of people, other people in their social media, good influence, good speech, good comments, sportive, like that. Because I see a lot in just in social media that influence a lot of bad lot of bad effect for the child too, like the influence when the influence sharing the content, and the kid see their content, the kids like wait a minute.
Achi is leaving. Is it like a problem with the connection? Oh, is still here with us? Achi?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Wait, sir.
All right then. Okay.
It's my first failure.
Can start now.
Okay, so I'm going to start the speech with another speech, which is different from my speech in midterm tests.
All right.
Okay, so the speech is about how precious you are. You will inevitably misspeak, trust the wrong person, underreact or overreact, hurt the people who don't deserve it, overthink, or even nothing at all, self-sabotage, and ruin perfectly good moments for yourself and others. And I'm not gonna lie, these mistakes will cause you to lose things. I'm trying to tell you that lose things doesn't mean just losing. A lot of time when we lose things, we gain things too. Every choice you make leads to the next choice, which leads to the next. And I know it's hard to know which path to take. There will be times in life where you need to stand up for yourself. Time when the right thing is actually to back down and apologize. Time when the right thing is to fight. Time when the right thing is to turn and run. Times to hold on with all you have. Times to let go with grace. Sometimes the right thing to do is to throw out the old school of thoughts. Sometimes the right thing to do is sit and listen to the wisdom of those who came before us. How you will know what the right choice is this crucial moment you want. The scary news is you're on your own now, but the cool news is you're on your own now. We will learn from it. We will grow more resilient because of it. And as long as we're fortunate enough to be breathing, we will breathe through, breathe deep, and breathe out. That's my speech. I cannot hear your voice.
Okay. So is that all? Yeah. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Good. Very nice.
Pretty short.
Exactly. Okay. Very nice. So we're gonna talk about your speeches later on. So now we're gonna listen and watch Eins. Are you ready,
Yeah.
Eins? Okay.
I'm ready, sir.
You may start now.
So my speech is talk about learning English, and this is a different title. from mid-test. So learning English and its advantage. English is known as an international language that is mostly used in several countries such as United Kingdom, United States, and Australia. And as an international language, English holds an important role in bridging communication amongst people across different countries. And learning English from elementary school can be a good choice and step since it will provide you with a lot of advantage. And firstly, learning English you will help us to understand many things because it is mostly applied as an universal language in several aspects, such as an internet. So, this language is also used to understand more about books and movie or other media that is written or delivered from another language. And secondly, learning English can be beneficial for a career because English is used in most industries, especially in business. Uh, to broaden your career, learning English from now can be a good way to take. And the last is learning English is not merely beneficial for only verbal communication. It has huge benefits that can be used to understand things more and to broaden our career. Then learning English is essential and we can start to learn it from the scratch in the early times as well. Uh, itu sir.
Okay, right. Very nice. Okay. All right.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Very good. Nice. Very nice to have the three speakers of our today's speakers. So Nadia, are you still there? Can you be on camera? I wish I could see Achi, but she's not back yet. And there is, are you still there? Okay. Nadia, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't mind if you put on your camera?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, well, actually, I wish I could have like more interactive speech practices maybe in the future. I don't mind if you have like a question and like a answer and question and answer sessions, like a QA session where the speakers might be accepting some questions from the audience, the rest of you here, and you might want to have like sharing moments. If it's possible, that would be very nice to let you kind of communicate and communicate interactively by. Is my voice clear, class?
Yes, clear, sir.
All right. Now, all right. Now, so maybe I might be thinking of having more interactive kind of speech practices in the future, maybe in the next sessions where the audience might ask questions or give some response or feedback to the speakers right after they are done with the speech. Okay. Now let me give you my my few notes and my simple observations on those speakers today. First of all, my previous comments and my previous notes on asking all of us to realize that when you are giving a speech, actually you are you are speaking, you are verbally communicating with the audience. Okay. In other words, it's a speaking activity. It is not fully reading, right? So in other words, we have to try our best to kind of make efforts to not sound like reading. And by trying our best not to sound like reading, we're gonna sound more natural, because we are kind of just express whatever in our mind, rely more on our memory and our mastery of the topics, without any much need to see our notes or to read from somewhere. And that's will make our speech sound natural and look also natural. Okay. On being natural while giving a speech, we could see our first speaker, but she's not here with us yet. Achi is not here. So Achi, because she is like speaking live, and also it's a direct kind of surrounding. I mean, it's like it's a live, and she's somewhere on the open space there. Okay. And also the way she delivers her speech is relying very much on whatever in her mind. You know what I mean? She didn't have, and she didn't have any opportunity to kind of read somewhere, because she's like she's like there, live. So she is very natural in terms of speaking or giving a speech. She is highly natural, right? But there is a risk. There is a high risk of being very natural, and because in that moment you are expected to be really mastering the topic. You really have everything in your mind. You know what I mean? Your mastery of the topic must be very well prepared. Your mastery is uh, it's a I mean, you are really mastering the topic. And if you are trying to rely on your memory, on your mastery of the topic, then you need to be very familiar with the topic and make sure you have everything ready in your head to express. Now, in case of Archie right now, maybe because she wanted to look very natural, and maybe she didn't really have some time to see. I mean, to prepare, maybe because she's like going from Jakarta to somewhere. So maybe she didn't have any time to kind of like go back to her notes and maybe spend like maybe an hour before to get ready. You know what I mean? Maybe she didn't have enough time to kind of refresh her memory and notes. And we can see from the way she delivers, she kind of like still thinking too much. You know what I mean? She's like thinking too much and spend some time to pause, like you know what I mean? That pausing. Actually, it's just okay to have that because it's natural. Sometimes you might want to pause and think, okay, but not too often. You know what I mean? Yeah. We can check in her video recording later on just to learn from her. I think she made like some frequent pauses, like you know what I mean? That pauses. Why? Because maybe she didn't really at her best performance of preparing the speech. You know what I mean? Maybe she's not kind of uh, maybe she kind of forgot maybe some of her main topics or whatever it is. Okay. So the key is here, class. I would expect you to be natural, but at the same time, also you need to really prepare yourself. right? It's always good to spend like maybe some time before the speech, to see your notes, to think of what you're going to say. And in other words, you try to spend some time before speech to prepare, to rehearse. Rehearse like you practice before giving a speech, before practicing the speech. Okay. And now, on the other hand, I would say like Ain, okay, I can see from your speech that somehow rather I can still feel that you are kind of relying on your notes. Is that right, Ain?
Gimana, sir?
I can still feel that you are somehow rather relying on your notes, like you are reading from somewhere. Is that?
Enggak, saya nyatet ada poinnya gitu, sir.
Oh, okay, right. So if it's point, it's because it's online, so we don't really see you how you would refer to the notes. Now, if it's like a main points, it's okay. It's okay for you to just show your audience that you are looking for your notes. No problem with that. Okay, there is just no problem with that to see the notes and like main ideas, for example. Okay, but in terms of tone and note of your speech, I can still notice that somehow rather you sound like reading. So maybe in the future you might want to kind of improve your skills in how to sound like giving speech. You know what I mean? So you need to pay attention to how to avoid the reading tone, like a reading tone. You know, like reading tone. So and change your reading tone into kind of speech. And for that tone, the best intonation of speech for today is there. I really appreciate the way the way you deliver your speech sounds very professional. It's very professional way of doing speech. Your tone is a speech tone. It's a normal and common speech tone, like what we would expect in speech. Okay, so that's very normal and common, and it sounds very professional to me. I mean, as far as the tone is concerned. So talking about the tone, the speech of tone, all of you can learn a lot from there. She's very good at that. Okay, so all of you here, like Ain, Tefti, Nadia, and Sri, and also Jihan, if you are here, so as far as speech tone is concerned, we can learn from there. She's very good at that. Okay, very nice, Dia. So you need to keep up with that and try to kind of improve, improve more on your speech skills. Now, the only notes that goes to all of you here is, in speech, I think I told you that there are also similar parts like in writing. There is introduction and there is a content, and also there's a closing. You know what I mean? For the introduction, I think all the three speakers today gave enough introduction by asking questions, and because it is online, it is not easy to get to see like the real feedbacks from the audience, because it is like a online kind of thing, virtual speech. Okay, like when Achi is asking you a question, how long did you spend on medsos or social media? Maybe she was kind of expecting the response, like answers, but because it's like online, so it's like so she has to kind of like, oh, okay, nobody responds, nobody responds to my question, so it's okay. I just carry on with the next with the next part of her speech. Okay. Actually, I would expect you to kind of give some response. How long did you spend your time on your social media? Maybe they would say 1 hour. Definitely would say like 2 hours. But it seems that nobody nobody gave any response. Okay, because this is like online. Okay, so as far as instructions, how to let your audience introduced your topic. All the three speakers did very well on that. With some special note for Dea, I think Dea, as far as the vocabulary is concerned, and also some expressions, to me, I would consider that your speech is like a little bit sophisticated. Like the words is like I mean, I don't say that it is not natural. I don't want to say that it is not natural, you know, but it is a little bit high, right? Did you notice that? Did you realize that? Yeah.
Yeah, my previous lecture, which is Mr. Ian, I think it's in third semester, itu kan ada kelas speaking ya, Sir. Memang saya dikasih masukan kalau kamu itu setiap berbicara, nadanya itu selalu tinggi di akhir gitu, Sir. Jadi intonasinya selalu tinggi di akhir. And that's my problem.
Well, actually, I didn't really talk about it. So what I mean here, your vocabulary, not a tone, your vocabulary, your choice of words. It seemed to me that it is not. I mean, for our level, like for this class, I mean, your vocabulary is a little bit too advanced, I think. Did you notice that? Did you realize that? No.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
Because
like
I
for
got
example,
affected from many singers that their lyrics are, I think it's really good to take the example from them.
hold on for a while.
Such as Taylor
I need
Swift, you know.
to the battery is a bit low here, so hold on for a while,
Oh,
okay? All right. So what I mean is this, there. I'm not talking about actually the tone is just. I don't have any problem with the tone. It's almost perfect. Your speech tone is just wonderful. But maybe what you might want to pay attention a little bit, because in giving speech we would expect the response from the audience. We would expect to get connected with our audience. You know what I mean?
yes, sir, I got it.
And to reach that, to get a connection, somehow or other, like connection between you as a speaker and the audience, you need to kind of like make sure that your choice of words are quite familiar to everyone at the audience, and maybe we will watch the video later on just to make sure which one is the part. But what's your topic again? Yeah.
It's just about how precious.
How precious, okay.
Are.
And all right. And you are, it's a good, I mean, you started with asking questions, and maybe if it's like live at campus, you know, live, you see the audience live, you might want to see how they're gonna react to your introduction, just to make sure whether somehow or other there is connection between what you are introducing and what the audience would respond to that. You can see their eyes, you can see their movement. You know what I mean? But because it is online, you don't really see that. Okay. But to me, I think your choice of words is a little bit sophisticated. So maybe in the next session, because knowing your audience is so part of the key to your success in speech. So you have to know your audience, and whether your choice of words is really, I mean, it's quite common to all of them, all right? Okay. And yes, so in contrast, like Asri, because Asri is really relying, Achi was really relying on her memory, and she was very natural, but she's only lacking is she seems not to be fully prepared. I mean, maybe she didn't have enough time to kind of rehearse or practice before the speech. Now, yes, introduction, very good. All of you did very well on that. And what all speakers miss maybe is before starting to your main topics, your body of your speech, it's always good to tell us what your main points. You know, like in Achi, for example, she's gonna tell us about the dangers of the negative influence of the social media. And then maybe maybe she would tell us like, for these negative impacts of the social media, I'm gonna talk I'm gonna talk about 3 points, 2 points, whatever, okay? Or maybe I'm gonna focus more on the negative impacts to the kids or the young, to the youth, maybe, okay? You know what I mean? So before jumping into your body or content of your speech, you need to summarize your all speech at the beginning. Not to tell in detail, just for example, like Dea, are you still there, Dea?
Yes, sir.
So what are your main points actually? If you have to summarize your speech, the main points.
So, based on what I write is stop, wasting time to apa ya? Thinking about unnecessary things such
okay.
as a human being.
Okay, so that's the, is it only 1 point or 2? Can only 1
I'm
point?
trying to yeah, we have to stop doing overthinking every night, because gitulah sir.
Yeah, so my question is, you have only one main point, or is it more than one main point, you think?
Aslinya ada banyak sih sir, cuman
No, on your speech, on today's speech.
yeah, that's just only one.
Only one. Okay, so for that, maybe at your introduction, because you have only one main point, so basically you're gonna tell us after you are done with the introduction, and then you have to summarize your main topic by saying, today's topic, I'm gonna focus on, that's gonna be your summary, and then you start with your content, your body of your speech. You know what I mean? Okay. Like Ayn, for example, Ayn, what's your main points?
About the important sleep for no, about the important
Learning
English
English.
language.
All right. Okay. So do you have some points? Why is it important? 1, 2, 3, or is it only one? Is it?
Because English is important for our career, and English is a second language international in this
So
world.
there are 2 points. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
maybe before starting your body of speech, before starting to explain your points, you need to somehow summarize it in 1 sentence, right? Basically, maybe, for example, okay. All right, class, my friends. Today's actually, I'm gonna focus on 2 things. Why it's important to learn English. Basically, first is it's good for our career, and it's a international language. You know what I mean? So you tell us your main points. Okay, first, it's good for our career. Then you talk about supporting details related to that point, and then you might want to say like second, or the other reasons why is it important to learn English is because it is the international language. And then you talk more about that, elaborate, explain more about that point. Okay, did you get it, Ayn and Dea, and also everybody here?
I get it, sir.
Now, at the end, of course, there must be closing. Just like writing an essay, introduction, body, and then closing. So you need to alert the audience that you are now reaching the end of your speech. So there won't be any reaction from the audience, like me, for example, asking to Dea, are you done, Dea? Did you finish? Is it end of your speech? There won't be anybody saying that expressions at the end of your speech, because you really signal, you really like giving the yes, like giving a signal that you're gonna end your speech. Usually, what are some expressions that we can notice that it is the end of your speech? How would you say say, for example, now you are about to end your speech. What do you usually say to sound like you are ending your speech? Class, did you get it? What do you usually say to sound like you are ending your speech? Any? It's very simple.
Pesan biasanya, Pak. Pesan.
Come again?
Like message, pesan yang disampaikan
Oh.
di akhir
I'm-
pembicaraan.
Yes, I'm talking about the words. One, two, three signaling words that would show us that you are ending your speech. And any typical words? Yeah. Yes, yeah.
That's all.
That's all. That's all, right? But
That's
that's
all.
all. But it's like you know, like that's all. It's very like drastic. That's all. Oh, that's all. I mean, you are surprised. See, I think very general word like, okay, so finally, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Finally, and in the end, or you know, like all those words, like the signals. You know what I mean? So make sure you use all these signals to tell to the audience that you are done. You are almost done. Okay? That's it. Did you get it? So don't let us like wondering is Dea is done with her speech and is Ayn is done, is Achi is done, because you don't give a signal. Give a signal like finally or okay then. You know, whatever you want to say, just to tell us that, oh, this is the end of her speech. And then, of course, followed by what Tefti said, you know, Tefti said about like pesan-pesan, yeah. Well, actually, not pesan-pesan, but closing actually is just repeating. You repeat whatever you have tell. Like, for example, for Ain, maybe you want to say, right. So finally, there are two things why it is important to learn English. You know, first is because it is good for our career, and it is the international language. Thank you very much. You know what I say? You end your speech. And like for maybe for Dea, I don't know how to summarize your Dea. Do you have any idea how to summarize your? So finally, class.
Finally, class.
What are you gonna say?
Finally. Yeah.
So you need to kind of find some main points back. Maybe you wanna find some other sentences not exactly the same like what you have said in the introduction, also in content. Maybe you wanna put some alternative or some new expressions, but the meaning and the points are still the same. You know what I mean? Because if you repeat exactly the same sentences in your introduction, in your body, that maybe audience, oh, okay, nothing new. So maybe you wanna do, but generally speaking, at the end of your speech, please give some signals that you are almost done with your speech, and then summarize the topic and say thank you to the audience, right? Okay.
All right.
Now, basically, those are my observations and my simple notes to all of our today's speakers. And yes, I think if you have anything to ask, to say, Ain, Dea, Tefti, and Nadia.
No, sir.
Why no? I keep on asking. Is it clear, Ain? Do you have any questions?
I think it's all clear, sir.
So, what are you going to do to improve the speech in the future? What are lacking in you? You still remember? What are some? Okay.
Summarize the poem and then they explain about the poem.
Okay, summarize the points before in your introduction, and then elaborate in details in your content, and then what about the end of your speech? What you're supposed to do?
Use the words like
Give
finally.
signals. Give signals that you are almost done. Otherwise, people, oh, you are done. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Oh, udahan ini. Oh, udah. You know what I mean? Because you don't have,
Yes,
you don't give signals. So next time, give the signals. Giving signal is not exact. You know, you can be. There are many ways to signal the audience that you are almost done. Not always like saying finally, and then next speech you say finally. Next more speech is fine. No, it's not. It's not always like that. I mean, this is just an example. You can always vary in the way you would end your speech. The main point is just give signals. Give signals to the audience that you are done. Right? Okay, Tefti, you wanna ask something? You wanna say something?
No, sir, I got the point. Giving signal.
Okay. Dea, you wanna say something?
No.
But actually, if I ask you during your speech, did you somehow rather read any notes around you somewhere?
Yeah, I make notes,
Like,
sir. Here,
oh,
on my notepad.
like script, something like that.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Is it like something like script, or you know?
Like... I don't write all of the text, sir. Just in apa ya? Ada beberapa kata yang saya agak susah nyebutin, itu yang saya catat.
Yes, wonderful. It's very nice. It's great. But the only thing that you might want to pay attention there is, you know, in terms of tone, it's almost perfect. But maybe the thing that I really wish to see you in the future is, I want you to feel like fully natural, like like Achi. You know what I mean? Like I wish I could see you speak in that particular tone, but you are Achi. You know what I mean? You are Achi, but your tone is there. You know what I mean? Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
That will be one. That will be great. You are gonna be look like a professional English speaker. If you would try to, you need to do a lot on some other things, and of course, all of you here need to, including me myself, all of us need to learn and to improve, especially with regard to speech. Okay, so today we are missing with two speakers, Imas and Vidya. It seems that they are not with us. And Achi also missing somewhere. I don't know, because her connection maybe is off somewhere there. So we are basically done with our today's exercise. So basically it's going to be like this in our next Saturday's class. Going to be speech, and then I'm going to give some observations and some notes just to all of you to pay attention so that you can improve in your next second performance. Right? So Ayn, I would like to see you improving in your second performance later on. And also Dea, make sure you try to fix up a little bit on your being natural and things like that, okay? And I think if you don't have any questions, that will be the end of our today's session class. Is that okay? Is that all for today?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So I think that's all for today, and you can spend some time to prepare for your next class. Thank you very much for joining the class today, and take care, everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam
Thank you, sir.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.